Welcome in the arena. My name is Allyson Klein. We are coming to you from OCP EMEA Summit in Barcelona, and I'm so glad to be here with Munir Ahmad, Chief Architect at Lattice Semiconductor. Welcome, Munir. How are you doing?
Good, thank you for having us in this show. Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
So, Munir, this is the first time that Lattice has been on the show, so I just want to start with an introduction of, who is Lattice in the value chain of technology integration, and what is your role as Chief Architect?
Sure. So Lattice Semiconductor is a FPGA vendor. We provide FPGA, which is low power programmable devices. Mm-hmm. And our business is in typically industrial sector, compute and data center side, as well as automotive and all those, right? And from Lattice perspective, we have been in the OCP community for several years. Right now, we are a platinum member at OCP. We are heavily involved in the data center design, DCSCM, modular hardware architecture, and FPGA plays a very key role here because of OCP is taking a lot of effort to standardize few things like I/O connectivity, security, as well as system management. And my role in Lattice is, as chief architect, is that I basically look over this compute side of the Lattice Semiconductor business. And in the compute sector, obviously, OCP is a key contributor here, right? OCP is driving the standardization. OCP is basically making sure that, all the industries coming together, right? And we play in contribution to OCP in the DCSCM, DCMHS, modular plug and play. We significantly contribute there. We are also a CLM of the OCP.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I think about Lattice and the product portfolio that you have, my natural inclination is to go more into an edge automotive. Tell me how these products fit within data center environments and what type of functions they're delivering towards data center and even AI workloads.
So some of the key things that we see from the OCP side, if you look at, right, OCP is driving a lot of new spec, and a lot of the new spec means that you need some kind of programmable entity to incorporate this spec in some kind of programmable devices, right? So we see that a lot in the OCP, and most of our devices in automotive section and industrial section is actually like that. It's a connectivity, it's a security, as well as a control plane play, right? Mm-hmm. So we basically transfer this to the OCP side with some modification, obviously, but our key tenant products is still the same. Mm-hmm. It's just still the same thing. We go across the industry-wide for industrial, automotive, data center, client side. So all the sectors would have the similar kind of products.
Now, as chief architect, obviously, you're looking over what kind of design parameters you're delivering to each market. What is unique about the OCP space, and how has Lattice addressed that?
So it's a good point, right? So obviously, each industry has a different sets of requirements, but the core requirement is still the same, right? If you look at the security requirement that we see from the industrial side, automotive side, I think OCP is pretty much is a similar kind of engagement that we see. So we have some modification that we needed to do in our product line, and with the programmable devices, it's easy for us to do, right? We're not an ASIC vendor where everything is hard-coded, right?
Right. So
we are programmable. We are easy to adopt, especially if you're new standards we see in the market, we can easily adopt that, and that helps us a lot.
Okay. Obviously, data center environments are changing rapidly with the advancement of AI, both from a standpoint of the hyperscalers and the neoclouds that are building out AI infrastructure for everything from training to inference, but also the integration with an enterprise. How do you see the market responding to that, and what role does Lattice have in terms of delivery of technology that's needed through this transformation?
So we see AI in two ways, right? One is the data plane, and obviously Lattice doesn't play in the data plane, right? But we play in the control plane very heavily, and with the AI infrastructure, if you look at the control plane is changing significantly, right? We used to have monolithic system architecture. Right now we have the disaggregated system architecture that actually plays pretty much all the AI that we see that's coming up in the data center side. So as we are adaptable, we can easily adapt to that architecture. But as I'm saying, we're playing in the control plane and the security plane, not the data plane today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Obviously, OCP Summit Barcelona has just begun, but I know that you attended some events yesterday and obviously have started your discussions here in Barcelona. What do you think the key themes of the show are going to be, and what are you expecting from the community this week?
I think the key thing that we are seeing is the power. I think everywhere we see that AI is it's a great story to tell, but I think the limiting factor is still the power. So we're going to see a lot of innovation happening in the cooling, power generation, power delivery method, efficiency a lot. Obviously, AI story is still going to be there, but today people measure the data center in terms of power, right? So I think that's the story that we're going to see coming out from the OCP.
When you think about that, what is Lattice's role within that particular realm of innovation?
I think from our side, I would say management is the key one, right? Controlling the power, providing a control mechanism to the AI infrastructure, some kind of real-time mechanism in cooling. Because if you look at today, the system management is not a real-time system management, right? We're still based on Linux-based system. System processing, everything is done in the operating system base, right?
Right.
And when you see these power responses, some of them is very transient power response. So we need to have a real-time control mechanism, and that's what I think FPGA, because we do have a nanosecond response time, right? So we are not depending on the operating system. It's a real-time control for us. I think that's what we'll see, that FPGA is coming more and more important in that AI infrastructure.
Okay. 2026 is a big pivot point in terms of a broad adoption of AI expected in enterprise. What do you think the trajectory of technology is over the next couple of years, and what do you think we're going to be talking about in a couple of years in terms of the evolution of the key challenges?
I think all it says this is pretty much, if you look at today, it used to be like CPU, memory, storage, right? And now we have so many different elements coming to the play. You have GPU, accelerators, TPU, some kind of matrix calculation, and all those heterogeneous architecture we're seeing. Even if you look at the CPU thing, right? We have multiple CPU vendors today that are coming to the play, and each one has a different architecture, right? Chiplet architecture is coming. So I think the system management is a key thing, right? And obviously, compute is going to grow as it is, but system management is still running slightly behind that whole AI infrastructure that I see. We're still trying to solve the system management problem based on the way we used to in the old days, right? So I think that's what I like to see that coming in, in the future, to have a strategy of system management where we have all kind of heterogeneous architecture can be part of it.
Munir, thank you so much for the time today. This has been an awesome interview. I only have one more question for you, which is for our viewers who are listening to the conversation, where would you send them for more information about Lattice and to connect with you if they want to continue the dialogue?
Sure. I think the Lattice Semiconductor, we have a good website, latticesemiconductor.com, and that would be probably a good place to start. I'm sure they have some contact us information. But feel free to join and link up to me. My name is Munir Ahmad. You can find me on LinkedIn, as well as, it's my first name dot last name at latticesemi.com. And I'll be happy to answer any question that you may have about Lattice Semiconductor.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, and have a fantastic OCP Summit.
Thank you all. Thank you.